Итак, что случилось?
Тест. Это была катастрофа. Рихтер вышел из-под контроля. Потом
А что потом?
взрыв.
In 1972, located in northern Ukraine under the USSR, the nuclear power plant known as Chernobyl started its construction. It was to be the largest nuclear power plant ever to be built, planned to have a boasting 12 nuclear reactors. In 1981, 4 reactors had been fully constructed, and all 4 of them were able to power 10% of Ukraine's electricity consumption.
Alongside the nuclear plant, a city would be built to house the workers of the plant. It would be named Pripyat. A common slogan adopted by those living in the city was Peaceful Atom, as the USSR deemed Chernobyl to be the safest nuclear power plant in the world. And that is when disaster struck. September 9th, 1982, reactor number 1 faced a core meltdown. But even with the inexperienced workers, it was handled and was quickly swept under the rug. However, in the year 1984, reactors 3 and 4 would also face meltdowns, causing damage to infrastructure but nothing permanent or fatal, and was also labeled and classified KGB information. That was until April 26, 1982, is when what is widely known today as the Chernobyl disaster occurred.
Reactor 4 went through an extreme meltdown when an out-of-routine experiment was made to observe the ability of emergency power to cooling components, and its ability to do so was not present.
Within the plant, employees that didn't immediately disintegrate in the explosion received severe burns or massive doses of radiation. From the reactor blowing a massive hole through the roof, radioactive fallout would reach the air outside, immediately irradiating a 6-mile radius around the plant and putting the 50,000 civilians of nearby Pripyat in risk. Firefighters and employees on site worked rigorously to put out the fires taking place in the reactors.
But the fires were eventually put out, but the radiation was still very present. Hundreds would soon suffer the consequences of radiation entering their body, and many would die. The Soviet secret police, KGB, would attempt to hide the incident as if nothing ever happened. But the radiation reports from neighboring countries came in. The tragic event was then revealed.
Chernobyl, still highly radioactive, is undergoing the movement of radioactive material within the plant. The city of Pripyat was successfully evacuated even if more after a day than the incident. Both Chernobyl and Pripyat remain abandoned and irritated. However, some areas are not as harmful as others. Radiation spread lightly across Europe and left the surrounding areas around Chernobyl to rotten and bare.
The catastrophe at Chernobyl demonstrates the noble cause of nuclear fission, but the costly consequences if not maintained carefully. The problematic construction of the reactors, the experienced workers, and the ugliness that the USSR tried to cover up has left a ghastly scar on the image of nuclear power, and still remains today.
Спасибо, товарищ. И молодец.
Да.
Охранники, забери его.
О, какой?
Никто не должен знать.
Пожалуйста.
До свидания.
Я хочу идти домой. Нет. Нет.